I guess we're back. It's another week. We had a busy weekend over at the CEPL tournament. This is from the Sideline, episode 36. And we do have kind of a big guest tonight. He isn't here just yet. We wanted to come on, have some, kind of just the girls moment so we could kind of decompress from the last weekend and everything that went down at the tournament. But Colt Luckau will be joining us later on in the show, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, guys, so let's bring in the host. We got I'll switch it up this week. I think I brought Brandon in last week. So we got Stephen Hatch.
Welcome back, everybody. Episode 36.
I think I caught him off guard with that one. And then last but not least, Brando Baird. What is up, buddy?
Hey guys, how's it going? I'm
good,
excited.
man. Did you open anyone up today? Was that part of it, or?
No, actually, they gave me the day off today. I was just out and about.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
So you were late for no reason. I love that.
Whoa.
Damn. Whoa, what the heck? Late. Dude, hey, it's 45 minutes till technically we start.
True.
But
We said 6 this week. So, I mean, if I look at the clock, that's later than 6.
Dude, the time zone change, bro, it gets you, dude.
The time.
You know,
Dude, this show does not have a usual
lag.
time. It's just kind of a relative metric
He's
of when we
he's
start.
in Colt Luckau's time zone, bro. He doesn't know what's happening yet.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, true. Before we get started going any further into the show, we do have to give a shout out to our sponsors tonight, and that is true. We have S on the end of that because we have actually a new one joining us. So as always, we'll give them their shout out, Liquid IV. We appreciate them. I'm gonna go ahead and make one here in just a second because I need something to sip on for the show. But yeah, great hydration product. We use it all the time. Had it out at CEPL last weekend, so we'll talk about them more later on in this show. And then we'll grab this other one here. We got NECTR. So this is a new product that we're going to be showing you guys about. It's a neurotropic pouch. So it's got caffeine and rainberry, cognizin. I don't know how to pronounce that last one. I always pronounce it wrong. So you just got to trust me on that. But yeah, we'll talk about them a little bit more later on as well. We have a new deal and offer for them. So yeah, stay tuned if you want to get more information on that as well. But yeah, guys, I mean, hey, let's jump into it. The CEPL happened. We you guys were calling people out. I was filming people getting called out. What all went down?
Dude, honestly, let me just say, I love reffing, bro. If I'm being honest, people are like, oh man, do you just stand there and get shot all day? Dude, it's like way more than that. It's like I get to give back to the community in a way to where, right, at some point, right, I was one of the kids competing in the CEPLs, right? So it's nice kind of getting on the other side of it to where it's like, because without refs, like, dude, there's no tournament, right? And man, so much funny stuff went on. So much funny stuff went on, from like people cheating to people just completely eating shit to me just launching slingshots at my teammates all weekend. Dude, what a great adventurous weekend. People were cheating like crazy, bro, not even gonna lie. And it got to the point to where we were throwing this one team. I'll say it, whatever. What was it? It was like fucking G-spot or something.
I'll interrupt here just for a second. Brandon, you can talk, right? I was making a liquid IV, so I was muted for a second, but
I was just listening.
okay.
I was listening.
I was like, I thought it was just Hatch was all alone now. I was like, no, I'm just making a drink.
We'll take turns going story by story. I'll go first, and then we'll go Brando, then we'll go Ryan.
I mean, I don't have stories to tell. I just know you guys had a lot to talk about. I'm just here to host a show.
All right, so there's this team. I forgot what they're fucking called, like G Unit or fucking G Spot or some shit like that. And dude, these guys are a bunch of old school players, right? I've seen them around Capital Edge, like I've seen them around the CEPL for a while, right? Dude, they were cheating so much. Like, obviously, we were being generous, right? I could have like pulled like their entire team because they're literally white, like trying to get rid of hits, right? Like those are gross majors, right? We're just throwing like the bare minimum penalties, right? Because we're being generous. Because like some people, it's like it's the very first time playing paintball like ever in these divisions. And so, dude, this team, like I see a guy. I'm on the snake side, right? I'm on the 50 snake with Papa Cedar head ref, looking Dorito side, right? Guy goes from the
field
Dorito
2,
side.
by the way. Just want
field 2, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
When we circle back to
Not
that's a good
field
one.
1, but
When we circle back to that's a good one.
Field 2.
You're so mad, you hater. So I see him get shot in like the ribs, right? And obviously, dude, ain't no motherfucking way you don't feel that shit, right? So he gets in, and I am like, oh, boom, get out, right? Yelling. And he is like, I'm like, oh shit, he ain't getting out. So I am like running to go pull him, and I like get to him, and he is like folding himself, dude, Exorcism of Emily Rose style, and like trying to hide it in like the flaps of his jersey. And I'm like, bitch, I saw that shit. So I'm like going in to make sure I saw it. I go in, confirm it. Well, the penalty, then Caden throws another penalty, and then Micah throws another penalty. Or no, sorry, it wasn't Caden. It was like Mike Malott. He throws a penalty because the guy like tries to get rid of a hit on his knee. He gets shot in the knee and like tries to knee on it, right?
This is all 3 separate different penalties. This isn't you guys all throwing the flag, which you guys tend to do.
We do that though. We do that. Oh man,
I only do that with majors. I don't do that with the minors.
Well, might as well, right?
If a major goes down a capital edge or a CEPL, all you see is 8 red flags in the air.
And the thing is, dude, it's not even that hard. It's not even like hard not to get a major, right? And dude, they were just getting so mad. Like one guy was like up in my fucking face, and he's like, bro, what the fuck is this bullshit? Like, I know there's DMG biasm, and I'm just like, what? I'm just like, bro, fucking get it. Like, getting penalties has nothing to do with like biasm, right? Especially when it's like on them. They were just like straight up cheating, and they're just getting caught for it, right? They're probably like, oh, dude, like after they're like, yeah, I did get caught for that, right? After the tournament, when all ha-has and fucking everything's done.
I do have to say though, you guys didn't help yourselves out at times, because I know for a fact Field 2 made a call that was very not great and pissed off some people, and not just like upset at you guys. They talked to Dave and had a big conversation about it. I think some of that was from the fact, you know, I was talking with some team players, and it was interesting to hear their thoughts on it, because being on the sidelines of media, I don't really think about it. There's a lot of times you guys spend in between points doing a lot of shit that isn't really like helpful. And that, like, don't get me wrong, you don't need to be scraping bunkers every point. You don't need to be, you know, doing shit like that every point. But there is a dude, and I don't want to call him out by name, but you guys know who I'm talking about, who's working out a majority of the event. And that painted some bad look in a lot of the players' eyes. So it was one of those things that, even though I know that dude was a good ref and made good calls, it just looks bad to the people on the outside the net. So yeah, I mean, dude, I've been hearing things, and people were a little upset at some of the reffing. I think a lot of it is kind of made up in their head, because I have footage to show. It's like, okay, you guys got hit. Like, what the fuck do you want?
I think that legitimately,
I think some of it is a vision thing too. Does that make sense? Like how it appears.
Yeah, and I think that I know exactly what part you're talking about, right? And let me just say, the guy working out, let me just say, one, we were all working out, and I'll get to that in a little bit.
Everyone was working out.
All of us on field.
But I don't want to call him out by name, but I think that gave you guys at least a picture of who I'm talking about.
Yeah, without a doubt. Right. I know exactly what you're talking about. So I think that
okay,
my freaking boy, dude. But let me just say,
that wasn't a soundboard.
So do you want me to talk about like that whole call? I'll talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Yeah.
All right. So I am watching like the two dudes. So there's a dude in front of me in the snake, but he's not in my zone, right? Because obviously I have another ref next to me watching him, right? And then I'm watching like the guys on the left in the middle, right? And guy dives into the snake, and ref on the other side is like sees like yellow on his he says he sees like yellow, right, when he like dives in, right? So then he's like, yo, go check him, right? And so the ref goes in to check him, right? Because he's getting signaled from the other referee to go, like, because he said he saw something spray, right? So the guy goes in, like, looks at him, calls him out, which I think that I mean,
it's one of those things.
I think that to be fair, it's one of those things like that where it's like fire in the moment.
Yeah,
right? You have to make the call.
Yeah, well, and I mean, I could kind of see that too, because if you don't see the dude, you know, actually putting his hopper up, and kind of you're like, okay, I saw that rub, like I saw it happen. It can look like it. I mean, it can look like a hit, 100%. It's just, I think the thing was weird the way it was explained to me, and of course this was from another party, so it could be wrong. It just seemed like one ref went in to clear him for that rub already, and then he was called out on it later down the line, or at least that was the story I was told.
I mean, I don't know. That's not my zone, bro. Right?
No, and I'm not blaming you. I'm not blaming anyone. I'm just relaying the information that I gathered because I wasn't there.
I was getting blamed like a motherfucker, dude. They're like,
I was getting blamed.
They're like,
I can tell.
Like, come on, I'm like,
you're
bro,
a little
not
like,
my zone,
bro, what's going on? Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
dude,
and I don't even know who all the refs over there were. But yeah, that was the story it was told to me as.
Right, because the thing is, right, this field, those fucking middle wedges made it so hard for us referees to like see the cross, right?
It also made it hard to fucking film
angles, right? You had to stand at some really obscure places where you're taking fucking heat a lot in order to like watch like these people on the inside, right? So, and plus, dude, those gaps are big, right? People were getting to like those first Doritos and like looking in and just shooting that gap for the guy to run to the snake, and that's how a lot of them were dying, right? So it's like, I mean, I think that the call, ref's discretion, right? If he legitimately like, if he's looking at it and it's like, that's definitely looking like a hit, dude, call it, right? It's, another thing that a lot of people don't realize, dude, when we have to make a call that incredibly fucking fast, right? Well, we're human.
But yeah, that, and also like, I mean, sometimes I get footage of it and I can kind of show everyone that this happened or this happened. That doesn't always happen. I mean, shit, dude, you know, I think that is a big part of it. You know, people don't, you know, refs in any sport are human and bad calls will happen. But you also have to. We're not on
that level for that replay. We're not on that level for a guy like Ryan.
No. Let me finish my thought, please, because I was gonna finish with even NBA refs, NHL refs, professional refs that get paid to go and do those jobs. They still make bad calls, whether that's because they're getting paid off or whether it's because they actually just, you know, they don't see it correctly or they make a bad call. And then you also have to remember they're there for 3 hours. Paintball refs are there for 8+ hours a day. Saturday went all fucking
we were there for
day,
over
man.
12 fucking hours on Saturday, bro.
So shit's gonna happen, and like I know that sounds like a kind of an excuse, but at the end of the day, I mean, nobody is perfect for 12 hours. You know, maybe a call's wrong, like that's gonna happen. You know, the best you could do is try to minimize that and have it be a fair event for all the players.
Yeah, for me, like for all the refs around me, like I trust their call, right? Because it's like, dude, there are some times where, dude, even if you see it in your peripherals, like you go fucking check, right? Like I would be like watching like the far side, like this, like Snake Runner, right? And then out of my peripherals, I would see a guy going up the middle, getting clipped like underneath like the elbow or the tank, and it's just like spraying everywhere. And I'm just like, whoa. So I'm like,
you see a flinch or some
clean
spray
break
or something,
too,
it just
because
catches
it's like, you know, it all comes off, and yeah, there's nothing really a mark to leave from it.
Paintball is such a fucking interesting sport, bro, because it's like it's so hard to ref, right? I mean, it's like literally what we were talking about in the Discord before we even got in here, where that's one thing that like with airsoft, dude, that shit will never like, at least in my opinion, I don't know if that'll ever get to like the super competitive level and without like body suits without that can like tell when a hit is hitting you, you know?
Yeah, no, I mean, literally 10 minutes ago, we were having this conversation, but the biggest thing I brought up is like airsoft is fun as a recreational sport, but like if you're trying to be competitive and have like a serious thing,
I think it's too young right now.
I mean,
it's too young. They haven't figured it out.
Maybe not too young, but like just from a basis, there's no mark. Like it doesn't leave anything. And let's be real, y'all know there's cheating that happens in paintball, and it even leaves a mark, and it leaves something to show people.
I thought that was me.
No,
Damn.
that was definitely him.
All right, guys. So back to the show. Sorry about that. It seems my internet decided to take a little crap there for a second. So, yeah, I mean, we were just talking about refs and kind of just, you know, reliability and being able to make correct calls over, you know, a long period of time. And that, you know, mistakes are going to come from that.
I agree. And go ahead.
I had come to find out, I called someone out on rub and you know, rub. It was someone on the other side of the field. Called me over to check someone that was right in front of me that was looking on the inside that I couldn't see. Went in on the hopper, didn't look like rub. Called him out. And come to find out, 2 other refs that were on the field had already called it rub to each other, but never passed the info on to anyone else. You know, and just letting you. I let them know as well. If you see that and call that rub, like go in there and either if you don't communicate with all of us, or maybe you do communicate with the rest of the refs as he moves down each ref's zone, then like just go in there and rub it off, wipe it off real quick, just so like something like that doesn't happen in the future.
Well, and that's like what I was saying. If you saw with your eyes, okay, his hopper was clean, he just put it on that bunker. I saw he didn't get shot. Let me just go kind of mark that, or at least make it more so it's like, okay, that doesn't look as obvious.
Yeah. I mean,
it's so hard to make.
Tough,
especially when you don't physically see the ball break and you have to go find a hit on someone across the field is like calling you to go get that, like go check a guy, and you don't even know where to start. It's like, man, you have so many different areas to check, but it's like, dude, you don't want to be that fucking ref that's like all over this fucking guy the entire time, dude, because it's like you're affecting the game low key at that point, right? I'm a player, that shit happens, right?
Yeah. Well,
so it's like,
and I guess
I try to get my checks as fast as possible.
And the other thing I guess I'm thinking of is what was that situation? Yes, that was the one I was thinking of. It was the Ryan Brand hit when, famous go-to cheating in professional paintball clip that I have. Ryan Smith. Yeah. When he got hit and went down, after I showed that footage to Jason Trojan, the league commissioner or something along those lines, I'm not sure his actual title. His words after he saw it was like, all right, well, obviously that was a hit. I can see it there. But his excuse for why, the person checking him at like, when he hung the flag, why they wouldn't think that was a hit. He's like, well, they would just assume that's rub. So I guess maybe is that how that field is told to like, but do you see what I'm saying? Is that how that field is told to assume? Like, okay, if you don't see the hit, you just kind of assume that's, if it's on an arm or something like that, where that could realistically happen. I mean, that was what's explained to me. So like,
yeah.
I
don't
know.
The way how I say it, it's like ref's discretion, right? Where it's like, dude, if I'm looking at a guy and that shit looks like a fucking hit, like, I played the game a long time, right? You can kind of establish the difference between like rub and like a hit, right? But some are very, very hard. There's a line, right? Dude, like sometimes like there was one where one guy, he's like bitching about that I'm calling it out on an old hit, but I'm like, dude, you still had a hit on you.
Wipe it off. Wipe yourself off.
Wipe it the fuck off, right?
Yeah, no, that's a good point too.
Right, so that's like another thing, dude. PSA, bro, clean your fuck. You get some pit help, bro.
Oh my god, the amount of times I'm telling players as I'm chronoing, I'm like, hey, wipe your pack. Hey, wipe your leg. Wipe, or I'm wiping them off. Like, God, your fucking pit crew sucks. Jesus Christ.
And dude, what's really annoying, right, is when you see one that is like you catch the guy walking on the field where he still has a hit on him, right? And I was like, oh, dude, hold on, let me wipe you off, right? And dude, then those fucking guys from fucking G Spot or whatever, they were like, look at him biased, dude, wiping him off, and I'm like, bro, I don't get to do it very often. I only do it when I see it, right? Because it's like I don't want to call players out on that bullshit, right? You don't want to, right? Yeah. It's like when someone go ahead.
No, but I think so, because just that point you made there, everyone instantly claims if you're at a CEPL, I mean, I don't know how it is in other regional tournament series, but that's what it is in this area, that DMG is biased. Did any single DMG team win this last event? I don't think one did.
I don't even know. I don't even know.
Yes, you were on the field all day, and you legitimately don't know.
Dude, I don't even know who the fuck's playing on my field, bro. They're like, the thing is, right, I leave that all up to the head ref and Terry, the guy who's working the tower, right? Because they're like, he's like, all right, fucking goobers and fucking goblins on the field, right? And I'm just like, and he's like, who won that last point? I go, I don't know, dude. Whoever started on this side, push that buzzer, right? And then that's how I'm figuring. That's how we're figuring it out. It becomes a blur, right?
For sure, especially when you're doing so many teams. Mm-hmm.
Watching so many people, having so many people fucking yell at you over nothing, and I'm just like, it's just so frustrating. But it is what it is, right? They can think that all they want, but it's like at the end of the day, I actually don't even know who won. I don't.
I only know the D4 winner, and that's because I made a reel about them today.
Who was the D4 winner?
Street Fighters.
Street Fighters. Yeah. Evan's team. Okay,
Evan's that's how I know too, because I made the joke that Evan was coach of the event. Came out of retirement, won CEPL coach of the event by getting the boys helped getting it done.
God damn, dude. Bro. Oh. Okay. One thing I want to mention. This is another ref's PSA. This one's from Cedar. Papa Cedar. So you know how the infamous Terry, don't slap the buzzer, right? Because sometimes if you hit the buzzer too hard, like that shit doesn't read, right?
You ever been to a CEPL? You've heard him yell those words,
right? And Cedar goes, "Hey man," he's like, there's a kid like about to hit the buzzer, right? And he's like, "Hey man, you got to treat that buzzer like a titty, you know? You can't just be fucking slapping that shit around, bro, all rough, dude. You want to be invited back for seconds. You want to push it. You want to caress it, dude. You want to make sure you can confirm yourself for seconds."
Why is Cedar telling this to a child?
It's not a child. What the fuck?
You said kid. You said kid.
Oh, I'm just any fucking goober out there is a fucking kid.
Okay, right? But you might want to get your words right.
I like to imagine it was one of the 3-man kids. Yes.
Yeah, it was one of the DMG kids. Probably.
We'll picture it that. And that kid is like, damn, that is.
He was telling little Noah this.
Yeah. Wow, dude. Come on, Cedar.
Nah, bro. I've heard little Noah say way worse, bro. That's nothing, bro. That's nothing. And the thing is, dude, shout out to little Noah, dude. I saw him getting some kills. He is like the perfect height for like the fucking Gatling gun over the back center, that fucking lay down little fucking juice box.
Yeah, the juice box.
He is like looking over it, just blasting back and forth. I'm just like, dude, sentry gun, bro. Get in where you fit in, you know?
Sentry gun. He's just rotating in the back, just sweeping the field.
Dude, seeing all the youth kids playing like paintball, it is so fulfilling, dude. Because little Nico, he walks up to me and he's like, Are you the YouTube ref? And I'm like, only sometimes, right? That shit low-key like warmed my heart, right? Man, there were just so many funny experiences, right? Because people are starting to like recognize from like the mic'd up videos, right? So there were some little kids that were like, dude, hatch, like trying to get my attention from on the other side of the net. And one of them goes, and I'm like, what's up, man? And he goes, I'm getting a mullet just like yours. And I'm like, damn, that was fucking weird as fuck, but I dig it, bro. Right?
That's kind of fire, though. Like,
dude, fire.
Honestly.
Dude, the thing is, right? And the thing is, if he starts growing it now and he comes out for cut, bro, he's gonna look so fucking fire, bro. Right?
And I'm like, that.
Right? And I'm like, hell yeah, dude. And then I think it was the same kid. Obviously, you know, Croc Squad, right? We rock the Crocs.
Croc gang.
He is on the other side of the net, and Caden's reffing, and he goes, oh, hey, you're wearing Crocs. And he goes, yeah, you know. And then the kid goes, you know, those are cool, but not as cool as Hatches. And just fucking roast the shit out of Caden, dude. And I thought that was funny as fuck. Whoever said that, dude, I wasn't there for that conversation, but whoever said that, dude.
Wait, so
you're my favorite,
you weren't
bro.
even there to hear it. Caden was so butthurt he had to come and tell you.
Right? And dude, I am getting like harassed by all of these kids all day. Dude, because they're like, are you mic'd up? Are you mic'd up? And I'm like, maybe, bro. What do you got to say? And obviously, I'm like, not, right? And they're just like, yeah. I'm just cheering. Dude,
that's
it's
exactly
just such a
how
great
they
environment, bro.
Yeah. No, and it is a lot of fun. I do like seeing the kids out there, kind of seeing the next generation of paintball and where it may go. I mean, obviously, Noah has been like kind of all by himself for, you know, a couple of years now. So it's kind of cool. He's got some dudes his age to go run around with and shoot paintballs at.
So
and
fire.
Dude, yeah, no, it's great to see. I remember when that kid was so terrified of getting shot, and now like, dude, he's trying, like, you know, like he's making moves, moving up, and it's like, damn, man, like,
sometimes he hits him with the get out, dude.
Yeah,
it's like he's like, I see him just overshooting the fuck out of some kid like walking out, and I'm just like,
it's cool to see like the progression, you know, as he's getting older. Yeah,
and I'm just like, man. So like the thing is, right? Well, we ought to have a conversation with every single kid, bro. Right? Is when you first, or anybody that gets into it, right, competitively. It's like, dude, you know, there will be those shots, bro, where you just get hit and it makes you contemplate ever fucking playing ever again, right?
I had a couple over this past
15
weekend.
minutes, you'll come back.
Yes, dude. Ryan's was one of those, dude. When Ryan fucking put the slingshot under the net and got me like right in the fucking center of my thigh.
Oh yeah,
I'm not even
that
gonna
was that
fucking
bad,
lie, dude. I'm not even gonna fucking lie. That one was like one of the most painful I've ever. That one was like throbbing. Like
I did
all
hit you
day.
like back of the knee too, so that's not a great spot.
Fucking almost Charlie horsed me, bro. And that one, I'm like, and the thing is, I thought just a little fucking Timmy shot me, and I'm just like, I'm like, who the fuck are you aiming at? Like, there's nobody even on the field. Everybody's dead.
I like how,
who are you aiming at?
I like how Hatch is, you know, he's always got to bring this up, throw me under the bus for shooting him once. Bro, this is what you do all day, every day out at the field. Just hitting people with the slingshots now.
No, you're good. That's fine. That's fine. I was only mad because legitimately I thought that it was a kid on the field that shot me. And I'm just like,
that just means I did a good job. I got away clean.
Yeah, you did great. I didn't know it was you until you told me after, right? Dude, I was low key
Shout out
livid because I'm
T-Fong,
just like,
still have the assist on that.
I'm just like, bro, all these people are fucking dead. Like everybody's running in to hit the buzzer, and I just get blasted.
Yeah,
You're like, that was on purpose.
Yeah, I mean, same thing. Same thing. Zach hits me as the point's getting done. There's one team's 3 guys are left alive. I get hit in the side as I call out the last guy, and I turn and make eye contact with one of the back Dorito guys, and like I stared him down, and then Zach's over there laughing. I'm like, motherfucker, like
Schumacher.
this shit fucking hurt. Yeah, Shoemaker.
Yeah, one of the refs. Yeah, Shoemaker.
Little asshole.
What a guy,
BMX
bro.
asshole.
But the thing is, right? It's all about having fun. Like, if you're not having fun, like just being around paintball in general, dude, that's just not for you, right? Even standing there in the fucking, I mean, it wasn't even really that hot. It was actually pretty nice. But the morning it was low-key cold, right? Dude,
like a kid.
Right?
Do that shit.
Straight up, bro. Like, dude, I feel legitimately every time I get to the paintball field, I go through a portal of youth to where, dude, I'm back when I was like 15 again, hanging out with like my boys, right? And it's like, dude, this is like the closest thing I've ever gotten to like, you know, that old school experience where it's like, dude, because
closest thing I've ever gotten as a white boy in California to joining a gang, you know?
If you think about it in that light, for sure.
It's kind of similar.
Low key. We have a way worse initiation though. We low key got to shoot each other like a lot.
a lot. Like,
yeah,
like a lot of times. What, Brandon? You didn't like that joke?
No, I'm just thinking.
Just thinking. Okay, we're gonna get pulled up on.
Brando's the guy who gets blasted.
Oh, I get blasted already. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are you smiling?
I think Brando actually had the easiest initiation out of everybody. Not even gonna lie.
What is the initiation? You just
usually
keep saying
we fuck
that.
With people hella hard, bro. But so what we try to do, I mean,
so you haze people.
Easy. No, we've been over this.
No, we initiate people. Is that a difference?
What? Instigate? Is that the word?
Instigate?
No.
What?
No, I'm thinking of.
I don't know what you're trying to find.
We definitely instigate, yes, but
yeah, it's like we tried to get Caden with the fucking mayonnaise donut, but we ended up getting Micah. But you know, stuff like
close
that.
enough.
Stuff like that. Right?
Oh, just, you know, psychological warfare. You know, just never feeling safe or comfortable when you're with the team.
Like,
you know,
dragging
little things
Logan
like
off
that.
the bed at like 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Like out of like a dead sleep. That one's pretty good.
Yeah, putting a towel on his face, throwing water over it. You know, he can't breathe. It's a big joke.
Fucking farting right in his face while he sleeps. Simple shit.
You just admit to waterboarding someone?
I think I did. That's what that joke was.
That's normal though.
That's normal. No, that's
normal
not.
in our house at least. That's normal in our house, bro.
Is this why Logan is such a big like Stockholm syndrome for you? He's just like, Hatch hurts me, but I love him.
I think it's like, well, dude, you know the expression, bro. Love hurts.
Love hurts. No,
everybody knows that one.
Shouldn't.
Come on, that's like That's like relationship 101, bro.
You good, bro?
Dude,
can we check in? Wait, no. Can we check in on you, Hatch? How you doing, bro?
About?
Like,
dude,
I don't know.
Fuck, do we
Dropping
really
bombs like love
in?
hurts. Yeah. What's going on in your life, buddy?
Fuck, bro. Dude, so much shit's been going through my fucking head. Realistically, if we're trying to get real, dude, we're low-key Colt Luckau time.
I know it is Colt Luckau time. Yeah. Okay. He is hopping online. Well, I guess Hatch is going to be saved by the buzzer here and doesn't have to tell us all of his deepest and darkest secrets. Before we jump in with Colt, though, I am going to get our ad reads out of the way. So, yeah, time to hear from Liquid IV. They're a great hydration multiplier, gets you hydrated with 3 times the electrolytes in most sports drinks. That includes your Gatorades, your Primes. It's got vitamins B3, B5, B6, B12, and vitamin C in it. So a lot of good things to kind of help keep you energized as well as your immunity. Keep that boosted up a little bit. You know, whether you need to stay hydrated out at the field, you're a big fan of getting drunk and then not a big fan of being hungover, helps for that as well.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, and I mean, great flavors to choose from. Like always, I will stick by lemon lime. That's what I'm drinking right now during the show. I also had the watermelon. It's a great flavor. I got that over behind me. The strawberry lemonade. We got guava, passion fruit, strawberry, pina colada. There's a lot of great flavors. You really can't go wrong. So head over to their website. It's going to be linked down in the description. If you use the code Mafia_Moffit, MAFIA_MOFFITT, you will receive 20% off as well as free shipping. So if you want to go try some out, definitely use that code. It's going to save you a little bit of money. It's going to show up in just a few days and, you know, for free. You don't have to pay for that. So, yeah, go try it out, liquidiv.com. And, yeah, thank you to them. And, yeah, thank you if you guys go support them.
I love you,
And
Liquid
then,
IV.
Yeah. Appreciate you guys. Catching my breath here for a second. We also got one last, sponsor to talk about tonight. So this is NECTR Neotropics. Is this little pouch that, little energy pouch. You would use it similar as like a snus or, you know, type of dip product, but there is no tobacco in it. There is no nicotine. There's no additives of that sort in it. It's packed full of caffeine, cognizine. I've mispronounced that every time probably, as well as brainberry is another extract that they use in there. There's just, you know, a lot of good things to kind of help pep you up, bring some energy back into you, whether, you know, you don't have an energy drink nearby. Maybe, you know, you do dip and you want to kind of look for something that's a little more healthy, not as, you know, a bad option for you. This would definitely
Have
be
that under a
something.
mask.
Yeah, no, and I was gonna bring that up in later in the ad read, but I did use this when I was in NXL Sunshine State Major. I can never say that tournament fast. But yeah, I was trying it out there. It was kind of, you know, giving a nice strong flavor. So it's a nice product to kind of use. You get that flavor as well as like that little boost of boost of energy. I definitely enjoyed it. I mean, definitely, you know, recommend trying it out. We have product coming in that I'm gonna have these guys sample, so they'll have their reviews on it in a couple weeks. But yeah, we appreciate them. They have decided to come on board with us. So we do have a promo code. It is Mafia Productions, all one word, MAFIA Productions, PRODUCTIONS. And that's going to get you $5 off your order over there. You can go check these out. They have 2 flavors available now. They have the fresh mint and the iced mango. But they also have Berry Blast and Pure Passion coming later on in the year. But yeah.
Passion.
It's it's passion fruit, so you know. But
Passion in general.
I know you do, buddy. But yeah, so go check it out. I definitely, you know, I recommend the iced mango. That's what I enjoyed. But the fresh mint is like a very strong kind of ice, you know, minty thing. So I enjoyed it. Go check it out. If you want to get a little pep up in your day, maybe you don't want to have to be buying energy drinks all the time. Yeah. So go check it out. Link, as always, is going to be in the description. And one more time, the code for that website was Mafia Productions, and that gets you $5 off your order over there. So thank you to NECTR for coming on to support the show. So when we come back, we're going to be joined by our guest, and we'll get right into it.
No, well, when you're as good as you are, bro, dude, when you're good at gunfighting as you are, bro, dude, shit gets low-key easy for you. It's probably like playing COD sometimes.
It's sometimes, but I mean, like the thing about like gun battling for me is a lot of people, yes, it's skill, but it's also like mentality. Like they're so scared to get shot that they'll give me the dominance before I even have it. If that makes sense. So it's like, yeah. I feel like a lot of it's more mental warfare because like I feel like I could play an idiot who's not good, and he could just happen to have a good ball where I came out of and shoot me.
Yeah.
So like that fear is there for a lot of people, and it's almost like you just kind of don't have to care. It's a weird thing. It's like a weird like middle
ground. It's like gunfighting is sometimes where it's like when you want to give a shit about gunfighting, right? You know, sometimes where it's like, and you're in a situation where it's like, man, if I fight here, I'm so dead, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, then you got to go on the offensive. And that's when you start running down the field and just having that confidence, I would say.
Absolutely.
Seeing you go up the field, bro, dude, that shit's inspiring as hell, bro.
I appreciate it, man.
Hell yeah. But so for our audio listeners, we are back in the call now. We got, Colt Luckau joining us. He plays for PBFit, as well as he used to be in the pro division on the AC Dallas line. And I did want to ask you maybe a couple questions about that later on in the show. But I mean, dude, getting into it, you guys had a fire of a first event. I mean, producing a memorable pit clip of you yelling at the guys over on the other side. But I mean, that's one of the reasons why I think a lot of people are fans of yours and, want to see you succeed is that kind of fire that they see, within you. I mean, from your perspective, how did that first event go?
Man, so the best way I can compare it to is like, so we play with AC Dallas, we get relegated, we go into that first event, and it's like, everyone kind of was saying like, PBFits not even fucking good. They got relegated, right? Like bunch of stuff. So that first event in 2022 was completely different mentality going into this one. This one was like, we just got second and absolutely choked the pro spot, right? Like, if we just win that match, which we've beaten, I mean, hats off to Notorious. We've beaten Notorious since I was in D4 and like local tournaments. I've beaten them with like throw together teams. Like, so to me, I was like, oh no, I'm going to beat them. Like, it wasn't even like a thought. They came out and just fucking dicked on us. Like, let's call it what it is, right? Like, they shit on us.
Any given Sunday,
yeah. And so that was, you overlook a team, right? So then now I felt like this event, it was just like, hey man, we know that we're the top team in semi-pro, if not the best team. At least I feel like we have to have that mentality to win, right? So then I go into it, and like me personally, it was like, if we lose a single match, we fucked up. And it was just a lot of pressure, it felt like, going into these practices. So I feel like people were more dialed in and like together and wanting to play for each other, not just like their self. Like, it was like, I can't let my teammate down like I did at Cup.
Well, it became team ball.
That was like mine. Yeah. And then like with this layout, that was really team ball. Like,
without a doubt.
But
if
no,
you
I get what you're
use a team,
saying.
you were screwed.
Yeah, so you guys, you found over, kind of the course of that layout practice weekend, you guys definitely came together a bit more, and, it wasn't trying to find the individual moves, relying a little bit more on each other to kind of lock stuff up and play the right, the game plan that you guys thought was correct.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I felt like that second was a huge thing for us, I think. Brought us together a little bit more.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you always learn more from losses than you do wins. And, the only thing that's bad about a loss is if you don't learn from it. So, no, it's good to show. It's kind of some insider information here, and we don't have to mention any names, but, at that layout weekend, there was a kind of a spicy argument that went down between you and a pretty popular player.
No, we can talk about it. It was against Goldman.
Okay.
So here's what happened. Okay.
Well, okay.
No, what were we gonna say?
No, I was gonna say my reference on this is I've seen a clip that has not been released to the public, so I kind of saw a little bit of went down, but if you want to give some information about that, feel free to. You don't have to.
In my opinion, the end of the story, like, to skip ahead a little bit, I think both sides are understandable. But it's like, so my point of view is I'm playing a point. It's a 3-on-4, 3-on-3. A-Rod comes through, trades with my brother in the brick. Goldman shoots me in the wedge, the snake wedge. And then I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, that was a really good shot. Like, he ran and like stopped and shot. And like, I see him, I shoot, but I'm like, I guess I missed. And then I'm walking off. And he's walking away the other way. We still have Scott Stewart on the Dorito corner. So he's on the completely other side of the field. It's like a 1-on-2 with J-Rab and I think Ice, Mark Pietsky. So I come over and I see Alex Goldman. He has like a hit on his calf. And I'm like, how the fuck did you even get hit in the calf? Like, what's going through my mind is I'm like, who shot you? Like, why are you dead right now?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, that is a hit. Like, that's a fat hit on his calf. So I keep walking, and then he turns around and sees Scott still alive, and I guess he thought he shot Scott. So all I hear is him go, "No, fuck that!" Like, I shot him first, and so then he starts charging back towards my teammate and starts shooting at him. So then I just said, "Hey, we're not going to do that," and I shot him.
Fuck
yeah! He got angry. He got angry at me and shot me. I mean, he didn't like when I say shot him. I shot him like 4 times, and then he looked at me and was like, "Yo, what the fuck?" And then shot me one ball. And then we just kind of like yelled at each other in the face. Not even yelled. It was just like, hey, fuck you. And then it ended. But I'm like, guys, like, he was out. I don't know, like, it was
like, I was just trying to show everyone that the hit on the calf,
because like his teammates were telling me like, you're a piece of shit for shooting him. I'm like, well, I understand if he wasn't hit, but my point of view, the guy's hit. He's walking the other way, comes back yelling. But then he was like, no, that wasn't a hit. Like, and I'm like, the fucking circle.
One of those, like he said, she said type shit,
So it's like, if it wasn't a hit, then I'm like, yo, that's my bad. But at the same time, I'm probably going to do it again because all I see is a guy who's hit walking away, turned
trying
around,
to go, light up one of your boys. Yeah.
And we, by the way, like, me and Alex have already talked like right after the point, like, yo, my bad. He's like, I get it. We're just trying to win.
The moment type shit.
Like, squashed it. Yeah, we squashed it right there. But no, it definitely was, it's one of those things. I'm happy there was footage because it's like, no, fuck you guys. Like I definitely
It proves it.
saw
You're
the
like,
hit,
no,
and
I saw that hit.
I'm
Yeah.
like, I didn't start the shooting. Like in my mind, I didn't start the shooting. I was defending a teammate. But like, no,
Yeah, for sure.
it is what it is. I love practicing those guys. It was definitely an eye opener with that too, right? Because like you go from practicing with like the regular decent from last year, right?
Mhm.
And they're a great team in their own right. Or we're a great team at that roster in their own right. Now it's fucking J-Rab, Mouse, A-Ron, fucking Kyle Spica. Like, dude,
AC
it was
Impact.
different.
AC
Yeah,
Impact.
yeah. I mean, it's
love it.
fucking wild, dude.
Yeah. Well, and even Dalton too. And so like, you know, one of the things I wanted to relate it back to, because I know you guys are using them as a practice partner now. So back in 2017, when I did that documentary on DMG, when they were winning the pro spot, when they were having, I think they went 4 out of 5 that year. So they were, you know, they were a pretty solid ass line. And I think one of the things that helped them is they had, you know, J-Rab, Dalton, Mouse, like a large majority of those same guys giving them sparring sessions during, you know, the couple weekends before. And those guys know how to break down a layout and show you like all the kind of various ways you might get picked on at a tournament. So I think having a good practice partner like that, not saying, you know, taking away from you guys, but it helps. It's good spins, it's good reps to kind of build the knowledge for the layout.
Oh, absolutely. Like it's phenomenal. And like my favorite thing is like if I find something that works on them, it's gonna work. Like I don't even have to
For
like
sure.
That's a good point.
put more
Yeah.
thought into it, right? Like if
For
I can
sure.
make it work 5 times out of 8, like let's just say 5 out of 8 times, and I'm like, yeah, that's a solid fucking
Yep.
That's a plan.
decision
Like
on what to do
there's
in
a
this.
base there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, there's our base player. I can figure stuff out. Or if I'm like, hey, you're making the snake every single time against these guys, we're definitely going to make it when we need to, right? So like, it's a cool thing to have. And to see the different mentalities, like on situational stuff, is pretty cool because I feel like every team and like kind of see like group of players has a different mentality on what you should do in certain situations, and like seeing how J-Rab, Kyle, and A-Rod kind of like break down that is kind of wild. Like
Yeah.
it's just a different mentality. It's good to see.
When I think
Those two
a
guys
lot of that
are really good.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that comes from just location. I really feel like one of the things that stood out to me most when I went down to PBFit for your guys' X-Ball event was, you know, the day after watching the XBL stuff, it's a different, you know, style of paintball. It really is. Like, you know, that same division out here in California, it's just played differently, you know, and not just communication stuff, but the way guys want to, you know, attack points or, you know, think of high body situations, low body situations. You know, which one's correct, which one's wrong, I have no clue. But it definitely is. It's, you know, the different pockets of paintball throughout the country kind of have their different mentalities and focuses.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like when I went to WC last year, like my first time I guested with violence, and my cousin Trenton had played one before, and he's like, "I'm telling you, man, you're gonna go, and you're gonna be like, why does this kid keep trying to fucking gunfight me?" And he was like, "It's gonna blow your mind." And he was like, "I'm just letting you know." And as soon as you give them an inch, they're running to the 50. And I was just like, okay, like,
Yeah.
all right. And then that was my first match. This kid just like wouldn't stop battling with me. And I was like, fuck it, have it for a second. And then I like called the teammate over to help. Like he didn't listen. And then the dude was just in my 50. And I was like, yo, all right.
I have a problem now.
Yeah, I was like, cool. This is how it's played here. It's like, I'm going to fight you until I either shoot you or I can run all the way to your side. And like, that was like my first experience with that. And I mean, it's good, dude. Like, it's like you said, it's different styles. And like, I think merging the styles together is truly what you need to be like the best, if that makes sense. Like, it's not one or the other is better. It's just like, if you can get both of those together, it's a
I mean, that's, you know, that's the UFC type of mentality. You know, one discipline is never going to be superior. So having a general knowledge in all of them, it's going to help you kind of be well-rounded in everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Having all the right tools in your toolbox, being able to pick it out for each situation.
Yeah, no, for sure.
100%.
But yeah, man. So, okay. I wanted to go over, another thing that I saw you post about recently, and I don't know the full story, so I did want you to elaborate, but is the raffle that you're running. I saw that you were, you know, putting up raffle tickets for a 1.6 and your jersey as well, but I mean, just give me more general background info on that.
So there's a guy, he actually just passed a couple days ago. He from what I've been told, so I've actually talked to the guy maybe like 5 or 6 times because like he wasn't able to practice as much, but the dude was probably one of the most genuine people, like just happy. Like the dude would come to paintball and just be happy that he's there, right? Like loved paintball, loved being there, and like every conversation I had with him, which like I didn't know him too well, right? Like I don't want people thinking like I'm trying to be like, oh, that was my best friend, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but like the dude was just genuinely happy and just like a good person to be around. But no, he from what I was told from one of his from one of his friends was he was in a bike accident. Someone peeled out in front of him, and
it took his life.
But I want to. I had a LB16 that I used last year, and I was like, instead of selling this, why don't I just raffle it off and give his family just all the money? Which it's actually it's pretty cool. I had a goal of 75 spots at $20 a piece, so it's about $1,500. But I passed that in an hour. So, and I put in the post, I put at least, like, whatever we get to on Saturday is what it's going to be, and that's what I'm laughing. And like,
Perfect.
that's now
Awesome.
125 spots already bought. Like, it's the amount of outreach, and it's from people that don't even live here in Texas, which is awesome, man. Like, people are like, and they put in the notes, they're just like, just for like a fellow paintball player's family. Like, I mean, it's really cool. Like, he had a girlfriend who was with him. Actually, he was riding on a bike behind him when it happened. It's just a really sad situation. And he was like 23. Like, he was my age, right? Like that's so young.
Yeah.
To just like that, your life's gone. Like, it's really sad. And I feel really bad for the family. And I just want to help in any way.
Sure, man. I mean, it's a very morbid but powerful thing that the paintball community has, where, you know, when one of our own falls on hard times, we do try to help each other out. And, you know, we've seen that a lot, sadly, recently. But I think if there is anything positive to take from that, this is a very, you know, strong community. And, you know, we take care of ours and, you know, try to help out where we can. Information on that raffle, I'm guessing reach out to you on Facebook if they would want to join it, or...
Yeah, if you want to reach out to me on Facebook, Instagram, and we'll figure out a way you want to do it. Right now I'm doing Venmo, but I've been helping different people with like Zelle or PayPal, whatever, and I'm kind of just putting it all to the same thing. And then one of his buddies, who was his teammate, his name is Dalton, and he's actually in contact with the family. They didn't even really, they weren't even going to do like a GoFundMe or anything, but I was just like, I just want to like help any way I can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give all the money from the raffle and just give it to him, and then he's going to give it to the family.
Yeah, at least try to maybe help with some expenses and just stuff around it. So awesome.
Yeah,
well, yeah, that's a great cause, man. So yeah, guys, I mean, you know, like he said, head over to his Instagram or Facebook page, and yeah, get in contact with him. But yeah, guys, I know
Saturday. You say it was the cutoff was Saturday for that's what.
Yeah. So we have a Mech Expo tournament on Saturday, and I think we're actually going to do like a moment of silence before the event, and do that for him, and then after the event, I plan on doing the raffle and then getting it out to whoever's it is.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. Well, yeah. Okay. Awesome. Good to know. I mean, kind of switching topics there, but you were mentioning Mech Expo. I mean, man, you took me down last time I was there. You guys took down the bullies, and I still need to come and get my revenge one of these days. But dude, I mean, genuinely, I've said it on the podcast before. That was probably one of the most just like fun paintball events I've been to in a long time. You know, it was genuinely a blast. I've always had nothing but good things to say about Fit and you know, how you guys operate that field and keep it maintained. It's kind of a field of dreams of sort, you know. You go out to the middle of nowhere and there's this perfect little paintball field, and it's it's awesome what you guys are doing. But I did just want to get, you know, what's kind of the story behind Fit, you know, where did that kind of start? You know, was that, you know, something that's been out there for a while? Is that something you guys, you know, kind of brought up recently, or yeah?
So 2014 is kind of when early in my life, my dad and my oldest brother Johnny played. He actually my dad actually hosted like tournaments in like the early 2000s. So like as a little baby, I remember like running around there. But then he got, when I was in like 4th grade, he got cancer. So like paintball kind of like stopped, right? That stopped. And then about like that's probably like 2009. And then like 2013, 2014, one of his old buddies came in to our boot repair and was just like, hey man, I really think you should come play with us. We're getting back into paintball. I think it'll like, he's like, now you're cancer free, right? Like, let's get you back out there. Let's play. And my mom was like, yeah, I mean, you haven't been in years. Like, you might as well go. So then he took my oldest brother, Johnny, out. They started playing again. And then, you know, they won their first like D4 Race to 2 tournament. And then they were just like, hey man, like, let's do this. And then they got my other brother, and I was just kind of like, no, we'll just kind of call the kill count on the sideline because I didn't want to get shot by anything was hurt. So no, so that kind of happened. And then fast forward in 2016, my dad was kind of like stopping playing, and I was like, I can't be the only son he didn't have to play with, right? Like that's stupid. So then I was like, screw it, I'm gonna play the last event with you. I'll be an alternate. So I didn't practice or anything. I just was there with a jersey and pants and no pads. I'm just there. And then one of the points, they were like, hey, let's get you in. Like they were like down by 2. And I went out there and I ended up being in like the corner. I'm terrified. But then there's like 2 dudes in the state and they're on my side. I just, I like took off running and I bunkered 2 people and then traded with the center. Was not planned. I just got scared and ran.
It just kind of happened.
Yeah, and then that was the best fucking feeling like I've ever had. Like even like now, I'm still like I chase that feeling, right? Like
That must
I
have
don't even
felt
think we won
magical,
the
bro.
point. Yeah, I don't even think we won the point. I think it was like a 2-on-5, and I killed 3, and then there was a 2-on-1, and we lost. Like it was like,
But still, you killed 3.
like that. Yeah, right, like that feeling. I was just like, oh my god, and like then they started telling me like, oh, that was amazing. Like, you gotta. And then I was like, oh, let's start playing. Like that was really cool. And then, yeah, I started playing with, and then my cousin Trenton started playing with us. So then now there's my 2 brothers, me, and my cousin Trenton. So there's 4 of us, and then my dad.
Mhm.
And then we played one event. My mom even played with us. So all 6 of us. 3 of us, including my dad, it's like not good at paintball, right? So we
Okay,
got
so
last.
half the roster knows and half the roster doesn't know how to play. Okay.
Yeah. So we got last, dead last, but it was so fun to just like play a tournament as a full family. And then we kind of all were just like, hey, like, I really want to do this. And then my brother and my dad actually knew a guy who owned a rec field. And then talked to him and I'm like, hey, let us do speedball there and we'll work something out. And then we ended up having some meetings, and then now we share a property with him, and we run the speedball side, and it's haven't looked back since.
Yeah. Okay. And so,
That's
I mean,
badass.
that is a good thing to know for people who maybe haven't been able to make it out to PBFit yet. There is another field that is on the same property, but it is 2 like separate businesses, or I guess like how did that work? I was kind of questioning about that too.
Yeah, so they run, it's called Mad Dog's Paintball Park, but they only do rec and like rentals and parties. We just do speedball and we do no parties. The only rentals we have are like the EMEX, just mostly for MechX. But
yeah, okay, cool. So
I really want to try speedball.
Yeah, so you have the 2 fields. They share the same land, but they're definitely like focused on either aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Okay. Yeah.
That's badass. And the thing is, I've heard a bunch about PBFit, and Ryan is not the only person I've heard it from where they're like, dude, this is like the fucking field, bro. Turf's so nice, right? And I want to go over there and play a Mech X Ball event too, because like whenever I see footage, bro, that shit looks awesome. When it's like, what is it, like the lines of teams?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I would definitely have you tell more.
Like,
I mean,
ranking. It's all split by like ranking. Right? So like, if like you won't have a guy who shows up and he's a beginner with like jeans and a t-shirt playing against like a pro, right? It'll be like you have your top line with the PPA ranking playing each other, and then the second line, and then beginners. Like you're always playing the same line, whether it's line 1 playing against line 1, but that always happens all the way down to whether there's 3 or 4 lines.
shout out line 2. Let's go, boys.
Yeah.
That was the media line, man. It was me,
like,
Bry Guy, Verbal, and then one of Bry Guy's friends and one of like Verbal's friends from the field. I think Danny or something like that. I forget his name. Sorry, brother.
Yeah. You guys all bamboozled everyone. The freaking media line was all ranked low, and they're just like beating up on these guys.
Well,
I was like, that was the best.
I
They're
have
the best
0
line to
points
pick.
to my name, brother. I've never
I
played a
know,
tournament,
you don't
so
play
like
like
it
You
doesn't
don't play
matter.
like
Yeah,
it, so that's why.
I'm
so
not
that was like, all
sandbagging.
right. And Brian knew. He knew about it. He just didn't want to tell anyone. He waited till you got picked, and he's like, "You guys don't even know." I was like, "What is happening?"
Yeah, no, that
It
was
was-
it
it
was
was
a ton
fun,
of
dude.
fun. It was a blast. I mean, hey, you guys got us an OT, so you know, can't forget that one. But yeah, no, and then the other like biggest thing that I had a blast doing was your guys' nightball setup. I mean, playing
Bro,
paintball
mad
under the
jealous,
lights,
bro.
like there's just
That's what
nothing
I'd
better
wanna
than
do.
that. It just feels right, and yeah, the way you guys have it set out there where it's you just pay entry and then hopper ball whatever you can shoot during the night, and yeah, it's a ton of fun. I mean, is there a little more information than that? Am I getting anything wrong or no? Okay.
No, that's about it. And then it's like no lines, right? So it's just first 5 on the box. Right?
Yeah, that's just it's just pickup
you
games.
ready to get
Yeah.
on the box. Yeah,
Dude, that is so badass.
that's good, man. You get a giant mix of players. You literally go from no idea how to hold their gun to a pro, and it's just mixed of people. Like it's pretty cool.
Yeah. No, and it's a ton of fun. The other thing about X-Ball I was going to mention, I forgot to, was somehow we also got Yarber on our squad. So we had, I think, the only pro out there who was playing X-Ball that day. So yeah, somehow that also got filtered in. I think it was a little stacked in our favor, but somehow we still let Dirty Stew down. So sorry about that, brother.
It's like you guys made skill-based
Good drive.
matching out. You skill-based matchmaking out there. That's,
Yeah.
Pretty much.
yeah.
It was,
Dude, it's okay, bro. You haven't
Yeah,
spoken
yeah.
in a while. It's okay,
it's
bro.
all
We're
good,
good, bro.
Brandon.
I got you,
You're
bro.
okay,
I
buddy.
got you.
I'm a little parched.
It's okay.
But yeah, man, I mean,
Liquid IV.
I got through most of the stuff that I knew I wanted to talk with Colt about. Did you guys have any questions for him? I know.
What's up, Cole? How was your weekend, man? You pull any good April Fool's pranks?
No, man. I just, we ran. Well, not ran. We were at a USXBL is what it's called. It's like a local tournament. They have one in San Antonio, it's like 4 hours away. We just had a booth there and just kind of helped different PBFit teams that were out there. And nothing exciting. Just helped coach some teams and ran the Hydra booth. But that's about it.
Just being around.
What about
paintball
you
in
guys?
general? Oh, dude,
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's every day.
I got my team good with an April Fool's prank. I'm not even gonna lie. I pull up to the field and I'm like, guys, we gotta have a serious meeting with the core of the team, right? And like 20 minutes go by, we're getting dressed, and I'm like, dude, all right, is everybody here? We gotta have a meeting, right? And I'm like pulling everybody to the side, and I'm just like, oh man, I don't think I can play the rest of the season, boys. Like, I just think that with the way my life's going right now, dude, everybody on my team is shitting bricks, bro. Everybody on my team is shitting bricks, bro.
We're like, what? Like, how soon?
Can you play Texas?
Why
Like
do you not
what?
know about this tuner?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
they
like-
go, how soon? I go,
Dude.
Today's my last day reffing, right? And
Oh.
dude, and they were like, are you serious, man? I'm just like, yeah, man, it's just the way life goes. And then they were like, fuck, I can hear them under their breath. They're like, fuck. And I was like, April Fools. And dude, everybody started freaking out as soon as I said April Fools. So,
No,
That's a
yeah,
good one.
It's
Yeah.
a solid one. God damn, that's a good one. I should have tried to do that with our guys.
okay,
Haven't
another
heard one
question
of
I
those.
have, Colt. Another question I have, Colt. So,
What's
what would you say makes you separate from the other echelon of semi-pro players? What is the difference between the blast camps, the PBFits, right? What is the difference?
That's a good question. As like cliche as it sounds, like I feel like I'm genuinely obsessed with being the best in paintball.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Like there's not a lot else I think about.
Relatable.
You know what I mean? Like it's one of those
Oh,
things
yeah.
that like I kind of it's a weird thing. I I did shrooms like a couple months ago, and I just
Okay.
sat there like thinking, I was like, what do I truly like want in life? And it was like I want to like be the greatest paintball player, right? Because it's like if you're gonna go down in history and be remembered like 100 years from now, an easy way to do that is be the best.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
Be
your
the
arrow
best
at
at
least,
something.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Because like I'm not gonna be a billionaire, so that's off the list. I'm not gonna like invent a medicine. So I'm like, I'm just gonna.
I'm not
commit
fucking
my life
Einstein.
to
What do you
this.
want from me? All
Well,
right.
Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like that might be a big one, but like also like a support system, right? Like I feel like not a lot of people have like their brothers literally next to them, telling them like, "Hey, you kind of been a lazy piece of shit this week. Like you should You should,
You should
do
go do
more
some
to get
snapshots,
better,
bro.
right?
Like,
Yeah,
I'm
like,
calling my
I feel like
teammates,
that's
calling
a
them a
big
piece
one.
of shit after this call. I'm gonna let them know.
I think that only
But,
I think it works more when you're brothers, because there's that kind of like, all right, I love you, but you're being a piece of shit right now.
It's okay.
Well, dude,
Mando, you're
it's
a
like
piece
one of those
shit.
things that there is no leaving, right? Like there's no like we get in an argument, like I'm not like, yeah, I don't gotta fucking deal with that guy the rest of my life. I'm like, oh, I got Thanksgiving with this dude. Like I got
Always
we gotta
around
figure
them.
I'm gonna
shit
see him
out,
at Christmas.
man.
Yeah,
God
Like,
damn.
yeah,
that's cool.
but I don't know.
That's cool.
I would think a support system and like just genuinely being obsessed with the sport. I feel like that's a big one.
I feel like paintball's in its infancy, where it's like, right, because it's like, dude, literally, what, like 40 years, dude, they were shooting, marking trees and cows and shit, right? To where it's like, dude,
Yes.
how long has football been invented for, right? How long is, dude, as long as there were round things on the ground, right? It's like,
Dude, it's not even close. Like when you look at that, and you're like, I mean, like look at basketball. Like in the 40s, it was. I mean, they weren't getting paid. They were out there with like no paint on the court. It was just like, you can just put the ball in, and you're barely getting a salary, if that, by like the
Yeah.
70s. Like, I don't know. I look at it and I'm like, people by I think 2040, people will start getting like this is the minimum we get paid.
exactly.
At least hoping.
That's
right?
what I'm
Like,
thinking
yeah.
for sure.
Well, and I mean, a
I
good
think that's
point
awesome.
that I think you were trying to relate there is like baseball players. I mean, baseball was what maybe 1800s it started getting popular, but like 1900s, people had teams everywhere. The MLB was popping up. It wasn't until the 80s when Nolan Ryan first made $1 million. So like it took 60, 70, however many years to get to that point to where guys were starting to get higher and higher up money. And then, he was the outlier. And then 10 years later, guys were starting to kind of rise up to that level. I think paintball can get there. That's the hope. And it makes sense. It is a interesting, fun sport to watch. We can sell it to people. It's just trying to figure out how exactly to do that.
Yeah, no, I think like with what Mark is doing with Diesel, right? Like another team coming in and paying their players. Like it's because he came in, the Dalton Vanderbilt situation is happening where he's getting six figures, right?
Competition in the marketplace.
It's good for paintball, right?
Mhm.
Like if he's getting six figures, then someone not on his caliber getting 20 isn't like too off. Does that make sense? And like 20,000 is a lot to just play paintball.
That's life-changing money, bro. Low key.
Exactly.
High key.
Like-
That's life-changing money.
Yeah, because like think about it with paintball. I mean, you play 5 tournaments a year. Say that's three weeks of practice. If you're at the pro level, right? Because they don't get together more than 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Unless they all live next to each other. But like that's 15 weeks, and you're getting paid $20K. That's good on top of your regular job. You could absolutely work.
Straight up.
And spoiler alert,
Like-
kids. I hate to break your guys' brain out there. Mouse has a day job. Like, your
a
favorite
scientist.
player has a day job. Like, this is a thing that they get paid for, yes. And some are getting up to a pretty decent level, but they still need, something else to be, kind of keeping everything else running.
It's also how much work they put in, right? Like, dude, Mouse, that guy puts in so much work, right? I've seen that guy drill, right? Like Brandon Cornell, like those guys, like from SoCal, those guys are always out there just like just running
Spica's
around
on that
shooting at
list
cones,
too.
right?
Yeah.
They're always on there, right? Dan Norcross, he's always out there, right? And I think that's like the big difference is a lot of talkers, right? They're like, oh, I'll say I put in the work, and then it's like when the tournament comes, then they get fucked on. They're like, dude, what the hell, right? It's like, well, maybe because you haven't been practicing, right? It's like if you're not like practicing all the time, at least for me, it's like, dude, you're just staying the same.
No, 100%.
One of the things that Dylan Boyum said to me when he was playing on DMG, and it was an interview we did for Rebirth, and it really stood out to me. He's like, think about it this way. You look at the top guys in the league, obviously they're getting older now, but the Frazies, the Greenspans, the Thomas Taylors, those guys, they have been shooting a paintball marker for 20 years now, something like that, 15, 20 for some of those guys. If you want to catch up and become as good as them, and you aren't outworking them every single weekend, you're not ever going to reach that level, because they are already starting at a level that's just so much higher because of years of knowledge and experience. So that was one of the things that really, stood out to me with you guys trying to kind of come up and, break into that pro division and then, win games and kind of stay there. It's a next step. Like, it's even crazy as it sounds, because I know Brandon and Hatch have experienced that from going D3 to semi-pro this year. That's a step
Huge
up.
change.
And then, there's an even another, bigger one waiting for you guys.
Yeah. And one thing that I thought was cool, Colt, is when you guys went up to AC Dallas, and right, I'll put it bluntly, like you guys said it, like you said it, right? You guys got shit on in the pro division, right? And then when you guys go back down to semi-pro, and then you guys start fucking dominating, that's where teams were like, "Damn, that's how good the pro division is," right?
It's like there's levels. Right? Like
There's levels to this shit.
Yeah, like
level.
And that was kind of our biggest thing is when we got relegated, I was like, yeah, everyone was talking all this shit, and I was like, all right, motherfucker, like, I don't think you get it. Like, there's levels to this, and like, I mean,
Completely.
It's wild. I mean, like, there's a lot of different people that like ask like my biggest opinion of what the difference is in semi-pro and pro, and I really think that yes, it's gun skill, but it's not as much gun skill as you think. Like, it's more. They're fucking able to understand a situation and put it together.
It's the
10
chess
times
match.
faster.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, and it's weird, right? Like you actually find yourself losing 3-on-3s more than you get like 5'd up, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
In the pro division. Like that was our biggest thing, right? It was like, oh, these guys are putting this situation together way faster than me.
Yeah, like being able to kind of beat them to that closing punch, like, getting out wide enough quicker than them, reading that, oh shit, we lost our D side, I need to get the fuck out there. Like, it just, those little things that for them takes half a second, maybe 2, if they're trying to put something together, whereas you're still like 3 or 4 seconds, and that's just, they're already there, the lane's up now. And
And then you're trying to talk to my guy with like a sentence, and they're already like in the, I'm like, oh fuck, I'm sorry. Like,
timing's over. It's done.
I thought that it was awesome, all the information that you learned from being in the pro division for a single year and then translating it back to semi-pro. Dude, that was some fucking like domination, if you ask me. You guys were slaying, and I'm just like, I was literally thinking like, man, that is the difference, right? Like, literally the worst pro team could like almost dominate semi-pro, right? Because it's like, dude, every team is just that good, right?
Well,
there are no free games.
And another big one too was like cardio for us, right? Like if you go back and watch a lot of our matches, like in pro, it's like we'd be up on points, and then teams would just like beat the shit out of us the rest of the match. Right? Like, like I remember one vividly. There was one event, I think it was Philly. No, it was Chicago, because we were playing against Heat and X Factor in that tournament. We were up 2-0 on Heat, ended up losing, I think 8-4. And then
I remember that layout. It was just points and points and points. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it was against X Factor. We went up to like fucking 3-0, and then it was 1-1, 2-2, and then we were up 3-2, and then they just point, because we just
widened the gap.
And it was like, it's like, man, I gotta lose some weight, get the cardio up, because I'm getting tired, and these guys are just punking me out.
Yeah.
For me personally, that's how it felt. Like, I was just like, okay, I'm getting tired, and it's to put the game together.
Literally getting tired of getting pooped on. Literally, dude, that feeling. Dude, that feeling.
No, but you're 100% correct. I mean, to relate it to the stuff that DMG went through, I mean, when they had lost that game, and I think it was that same World Cup to Revo, they were up 5-0. And dude, you could tell all of them were gassed, and they had nothing left in the tank. And Revo, they just slowly worked their way back into that game and ended up winning.
Yep.
Pro paintball, the athleticism it's just different. It really is. Like, when you watch Mouse run on the field with him, you're like, holy crap, that dude's moving. And I mean, that's a majority of the guys in the league too. I mean, hell, even thinking of like Jordan Boyum. When I saw him running last week, I was like, God damn, man, you're fucking moving. And he's considered the slow, like he's not one of the like super quick guys. And you're like, still blow me out in a foot race.
Yeah. So what would you say is your biggest change in your personal life when it comes to the cardio and everything like that? Like getting
just honestly going to the gym and just starting to do cardio. And I still like miss days. I'm not as consistent as I should be. So like just honestly just not being such a piece of shit, right? Like, to put it bluntly, right?
I like the blunt, bro. I like that shit. That's my style right there.
It's the best way to go about it. You're either going to kid yourself and keep doing the same mistakes, or you're going to just be like, all right, I've been kind of sucking I should probably do better in life. And then you start trying to fix it. But
Get this
again,
together a
I
little
think
bit.
that's the support system, right? Because like, I have like my brother next to me, and he's just like, "Hey, man, you could be really good if you fucking drop 50 pounds." And I'm like, okay, let me go try
Yeah.
that. Like, now
I
I gotta
think, and
go do these things. But
I think one of the biggest impressions people have of you before they actually watch you play the game is they just assume that you're just going to sit in home and shoot your 10 pods and then walk off the field. And honestly,
Yeah.
I've had the same, first thoughts when I was like, oh shit, what was this guy? And then I watched you over these past 2 years. It's
Fucking
not
stabbing
just that.
fools, bro.
Like he's there for a reason, and I think that actually is deceptive to a lot of people. Now, take 50 pounds off that. What does that do? Like, does that make the game even, more easier for him in kind of a relative sense? Or, it's just, it's very, cool to see that in this game. Yes, athleticism is a lot of things, but having a good shot off the break, it's hard to beat that. Being able to make, the right move at the right time, it's hard to beat that. And those are the things that you have to level up as well.
no,
And I
agree.
wasn't
do
talking to you
think-
specifically, but yeah, just the general player out there.
No, I got you. I do think like growing up in paintball, like being fat, like you kind of have to truly understand the game. Right? And part of me is like, I think the reason I've learned the game as fast as I've done, right? Because like I feel like I've only played paintball for 7 years. And I'm like, I feel like I've learned a lot really fast, but I feel like I had to, right? Like I had to do a lot of studying, a lot of question asking, right? Like asking, like when somebody would make like a really cool movie, like, hey, so why did you do that? And then like not like how, right? Because like people ask like how, and like, dude, if you come up and ask me how, I'm not gonna remember exactly what I thought in that situation.
Yeah.
But if I ask you why, you can be like, oh, it's because it was this situation. So then I know like, well, if that player's thinking it's this situation. And it was like a lot of things I started kind of understanding. And I learned a lot from actually John Jackson and Mark Johnson, watching them and asking them questions.
Yeah.
Because John, he doesn't play now, but John was really good at pro paintball because his knowledge of the game. Does that make sense? Like he made all his teammates around him better. He wasn't really known for like attacking the center, but he's really good at like, this is the situation, and like breaking it down to people. So I tried to like add that to my game. And then I watched Mark Johnson, and he was a really good attacker, right? Like they were both polar opposites on how to play that position. But I tried to like, how can I get both of your strengths and do it myself?
Yeah, and kind of take the pros of each, and yeah.
And that, I feel like that has been a big contributing factor to like how I play paintball, is being able to have those guys at the ready to ask questions. And then also like my size doesn't allow me to make a bad move. So like a lot of people can make a bad move and get caught, but they're so fast they make it, and then they don't learn from it because they're like, oh, I fucking made it, I'm gonna do it again.
Yeah,
like me,
have to be able,
if you catch me, I'm
point.
That's
a valid
true.
point. I never thought of it like that.
you're going to go about it a little more calculated.
Yeah, like I have to make sure that every single body is put in. Like I truly, like I started thinking the other day, and I was like, man, yes, I need to lose weight now, but like I feel like if I was skinny when I started, I wouldn't even think about half the things I had to think of to get good.
You almost view it as kind of a blessing, a little bit, like maybe, okay.
And I get under. I mean, not now, because I feel like a lot of people know like now that I'm good at that, but like, I mean, even last year coming into something, I was like, none of these dudes are good. And I love it. Like I fucking love being looked at like that. Like every time a new pro comes to our field, I'm like, I'm gonna work that fucking guy. Because I know, like, and that was my mentality against diesel. And like, and it's not even like a I feel disrespected, but it kind of is at the same time. Like you can kind of tell how people
It's
like
a chip
look
on
at
the
you.
shoulder a little bit.
Yeah, like because it'll be like a random pro team will come to practice and we'll get over to play with them. And if they don't know that I'm good, like they'll kind of look at me like, why is this kid on the field? And I can kind of sense it. And then I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna fuck that guy up.
Oh man.
And then after the day, they're like coming up to me like, hey man, like you played really good today. And I'm like, thank you, I appreciate that. And then I kind of want to earn people's respects. And I feel like feeling disrespected is a big way to play good. I feel like if you're and it's weird. Like I feel disrespected in so many things that I probably shouldn't.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's a good thing.
you know, I said chip on the shoulder there, and you reacted a little, you know, negatively, but that's one of the things I think I've heard Maddie say in one of his narrations. You have to have a little of that fuck you attitude to be good at this game. And if you don't, you'll never reach the top. Just because, dude, we're doing something where if you go up and make a move and they rope the fuck out of you, it's gonna hurt. And if you don't have that, all right, well, fuck you, I'm gonna put that on you next point, then, you know, you're just gonna crumble and fall and your game's over. It's done. So yeah,
you have to match it.
You have to have a little bit of that. I'm here, and you know what? Fuck you. I'm gonna try my best. You know.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
awesome, man. I mean, Brandon, did you have anything you wanted to ask Colt? I know you've been sitting over there patiently a little bit.
Yeah.
Wyatt.
Yeah. First of all, I didn't recognize or realize how much younger you were. You're only 23.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. 23.
I
only playing
turned
for 7 years.
24 in October.
Damn.
Okay. All right.
You're younger than me, bro. Goddamn. Us 90s kids, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, you get it.
Nah, but I don't. The way you play seems like you've been playing longer than like 7 years. Yeah, that's how long I've been playing. 7 years, and seeing you actually in person this past tournament, command the field and command your teammates and everything, putting the situation together for everyone, making sure each person is on a specific job. If something happens, like everyone knows, let's make the switch, let's do this, awesome, here's the game plan, all, you know, in seconds. And it's like, man, it's inspiring for me.
Taking my notes.
Because, yeah, like, I mean, I felt like I was playing a new role. We're moving up 2 divisions, being put into a different role, kind of making sure that everyone's on their jobs and game plans going how we planned, and seeing you put it together, it's like, fuck, all right, like that's how I want to be. So just hearing you explain,
I really appreciate you saying that. Like, I genuinely, like, that makes me like, okay, like I am doing my job. I don't know how weird that sounds, but like sometimes, like even like midpoint, I'm like, I was sometimes like, okay, I feel like I had a really good play, but like you don't get that feedback as much, right? And that is one my kind of advice to you, like if you're saying you're playing the 3.
Yeah, this past tournament, the last tournament, I was kind of playing the 3 role.
One thing that helped me a lot was like kind of going to my teammates and like not even acting like I fucked up. Like that's my mentality. Like I'm like, if they didn't relay the call I just said, I'm clearly fucking up, right. So like I'd be like, oh, like how do I help you, right? A bunch of stuff like that. But I feel like I don't hear a lot of feedback of like, hey, like you're doing really good putting the situation together. Just saying, like I personally, like I appreciate you saying that. But, like, I'm
Well,
like, okay,
and
I am doing the job, right? Like
that's everything in life. You know, people are gonna speak out when something's negative more so than they're gonna speak out when something's positive. So yeah.
Bro, if that ain't the story, bro. Hell yeah, that's the story.
That's haters, bro. We all got them.
Dude, I got a good Instagram caption, but I'll fucking spoil it right now, bro. Dude, hustle until your haters ask if you're hiring. You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
God.
You like that one? You like that one?
That's some Andrew Tate shit right there, brother.
Oh,
Sure. but yeah, I think Colt, that first event, the Sunshine State, I think that really showed how fast you were putting it together. Like, because like Jackson Frey, like that's their Colt Luckau, right? That's their guy who's putting it all together, and it just showed like right in that finals match, you just put it together just a little bit faster than he did, right? And I think that's really where it's going to count in semi-pro, where whenever the guy where it's like, it's almost as if the bunkers disappear, right? Because you're getting all the feedback from your teammates. You're like, okay, here, and they're looking these ways, right? That point, that's when you break the game open. And I think you're really freaking good at breaking the game open like that, because when you're getting the feedback from your teammates like that, so it's kind of almost hard to lose when you're getting the perfect communication, especially when you're the guy coordinating the perfect communication.
I really appreciate that, man.
Yeah. Well, and we're talking about communication, and it's really funny because we you guys refed D4. There was a couple D3 games, but it was D4, D5 all weekend. That's the biggest thing you see with the lower divisions is it's a lot of just yelling shit. There's not a lot of actual like coming together and figuring something out. It's just a lot of like, I see a guy here, so I'm gonna yell that position until I either kill him or he kills me. And yeah, so I think, you know, if you're out there and you're a lower divisional player, you know, putting a lot of this together, it's actually having that communication where it's not just, okay, he's in this bunker. It's okay, well, he's in that bunker. Maybe can I move up to a different spot? Like, do we know this cancels that out? Is there a lane where I could just hold him there indefinitely where he's just kind of fucked? Like, you know, being able to put together the more chess elements of paintball.
It's like using your teammates, bro. Like, hey, rap on this, I'm a go, right? Or shoot the bounce shot, I'm a go, right? As soon as you start getting into like that kind of level of teamwork, it gets really hard to lose for sure. So
yeah, 100%.
That's just I'm
understanding
I'm
the
just freaking. Go ahead, Brando. Go ahead, Brando.
just understanding
that.
the deeper levels of the game. That's it. It's just there's so many levels to this. And yeah, just learn it. Oh,
100%.
it goes so goddamn deep.
It really does.
No, that is a big thing about paintball, man. I think, like you were saying earlier, I think athleticism helps. But I think 80% of paintball is mental,
Mm-hmm.
and 10% is gun skill and 10% is athleticism. That's how I look at it, right? That's just it's how this game is, right? It's something you can learn to be good at. It's helpful to be talented, but you can learn to be amazing. That makes sense.
Learn about it for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you know, a great way to kind of put that and relate it to other sports like we've been trying to do is, you know, look at other sports, you know, they're pros, they're goats, they retire at some point. Like, yeah, you have the Brady, the LeBron, the couple dudes who can play into their 40s, but you don't have a whole team that's doing it. and the main reason is because it's not just, okay, you can run a 4.340, you're going to win this gunfight. No, that's not how it works. Like it's a lot more to it. And I think that's one of the things that people coming into our sport don't realize at first. And, you know, maybe if there was a way we can kind of teach some of those elements, I think that would help with just a general public's understanding of the game. But you know, it's hard to do. Even people who are playing it, like we were saying, they haven't learned it yet. So it's a complex game, and it's definitely more than meets the eye.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, Cole, I got one. Besides that moment when you were like with your family, you know, bunkering those fucking fools, what is the moment of your paintball career where you're like, dude, this is the fucking feeling? We're like, dude, this is like this is the funnest tournament with the funnest guys. What's up? What did you do?
Oh, man.
What happened that event?
Man, probably D3. So in D3, we three-peated in Philly.
Mm-hmm.
And like we were told going into that event, like, yeah, you know, like winning 3 events in a row, it's in the NECTR. There's only been it's like 2019. So like there's only been like a handful of teams. There was like Aftermath, like X Factor, like it was like really good fucking teams.
Mm-hmm.
So they were like, you know, if you don't win this, like, it's okay. That's kind of like how people would talk about it. So like to win that and then kind of like, you know, just be like, motherfucker, we're a part of those handful of teams that have three-peated in the same division in NXL, and to do it like with the brothers, right? So like, I think that event was just fucking fun, right? I mean, like it was a good feeling. Like everyone was just kind of there to like continue to fuck people up. That's kind of when I feel like that event as well is when teams started like actually scouting us. Like we were practicing and like the fucking our whole brackets watching this practice. I was like, yo, this is D3. Like, go to your hotel. Why are you here? Like,
yeah.
And then I was like, oh shit, this is like for real. And then like that's also like when people started like kind of like recognizing like who I was, which is easy to cat, right? So like it's really easy, but big guy. And then like it was like, oh my god, like I could actually like people are recognizing me. Like that's one of the coolest feelings ever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like people can say what they want. Getting recognized somewhere it's a great feeling. So then I was just like, dude, you can be like an actual professional like athlete in this and like be treated like at least in this niche, right?
Without
so like that feeling right there, and then also three-peating, I was just like, nah, this is what I'm doing.
That was for you guys, huh?
Yeah, it was a big one. It was a big confidence boost.
How'd you guys celebrate? after that three-peat.
Flew home. Just rinse and repeat, dude, all over
That's how it is
again, man.
sometimes.
That's like the average paintball winning story. It's like, dude, it's like, yeah, we're gonna go fucking party, and you get back to the B&B, and then you guys just fucking knock out, and then you guys like wake up.
Wake up at 2, pack, and get to the hotel or get to the airport.
100%, dude. I like you get home, you take a shower, and you're like, I don't know, man, I'm kind of sore.
Yeah, it's
I
like,
kind of want to
kinda
lay down for a
tired.
second.
yeah.
And then it's
You
8
make that
a.m.
choice.
We're
It's
like,
like,
oh,
do we shower? Do we shower now and then go out, or do we just go out stinky, right? And then nobody.
That's not
Nobody
gonna work.
fucking wants to go out stinky, bro. Nobody wants to do that, right?
and that's probably the only way you can. Everyone else is tired after their shower, so like,
Exactly.
just try to do it
I'm
right
the
after
same
the
way.
event.
Especially when it's like you're in a place where it's like very limited showers and you're waiting on people, bruh. That's when it gets me, bruh.
Yeah, 100%.
You sound like very personal problems that you've been through. Imagine your
No, dude.
time on the road.
At the last Airbnb, bro, I could have fucking taken 2 showers in like
Oh my
in like
God.
virgin bathrooms, bro. Like
We all had our own bathrooms.
Yeah, it was
Jesus.
awesome.
Great.
That's sick.
Our Airbnb got messed up, dude, to where I think we told this, but we walk up to the Airbnb and there's paint, like boxes of paint in the Airbnb
Inside.
already. So we're like, okay, Brandon, I'll let you tell the rest of this. Go ahead, you were there.
I don't know if I've heard
Oh,
this
yeah.
story. What?
No? Oh
This one was
shit!
pretty
Yeah,
good. This is how we got a
was
mansion
Mar-
for the last event.
dude. It was Marv and I that showed up to the Airbnb while everyone else was getting food, and I'm looking and there's trash outside. I'm like, and I look and there's like a window next to the door, and I see a case of water. I'm like, ooh, they gave us a case of water. That's nice. And I walk up with my bag, and I look through the window, and there's like just a wall of like GI paint. I'm like,
You're
I
like,
don't
we're an
think this is
HK
ours.
team. What the fuck?
Yeah, and dude, and I see shoes on the ground. I'm like, there's people here. Oh fuck! So I called Cedar up. Cedar calls them up, and like 20 minutes later, they sent us a new address, and they said it was a brand new place. No one's ever stayed in it, which was a goddamn lie. But
Fucking lie, for sure.
it was
But
a
dude,
lie.
the building next to us was literally like the studs were there. Like the next house was the one to be built, right?
Oh,
So
they
it's
were
definitely
finishing
newer.
the neighborhood still, like that type. Yeah.
Like, and then when we were staying up all night to like catch our flights, we like walked around the neighborhood, bro. It looked like we were in fucking Detroit, bro. It looked thrashed. It looked fucking insane. Right? And we're just like
Dude.
we're like looking at all these pools, and there's like slime monsters underneath it, and we're just like, bro, get me out of here.
Orlando Airbnbs are either like some of the most like kid things you've ever seen, or just some of the most ghetto things you've ever seen. Like, because there's only one or the two. I feel like you have the house that has 7 bedrooms with a Star Wars, a Harry Potter, a Disney theme. Like, it's got all that. Or it's just a trap house. Like, I feel like there's no in between.
But you at least get one El Cucaracha, at least one. You know what I'm saying? One cockroach, dude. At least every Airbnb. It might
Yeah.
not be alive, but there's at least one in the house.
I guess that's one thing you guys have perks. You guys have not one but 2 pest exterminators on your team. So if you guys ever run into a problem, you're set.
Dude, I remember when we were at the condo one, dude. Fucking drunk Zach, fucking pounding on the fucking wall. He's like pounding on the door, bro. And all of a sudden, fucking roaches start falling out of the fucking door frame, and we're like, bro, what the hell, right? And then we're like, dude. And then Logan, the pest control guy, he's like, dude, that's a German cockroach. That's like the worst kind of cockroach you can have. And we're like, what the fuck, nerd, right?
Nerd, goddamn.
Right? And
Shove him in a locker. What?
Right? And so we're like, this was a condo, right? We thought we got a whole house, but it was just a condo, dude. So that like there were roaches fucking everywhere in the condo. And Logan's like, I'm gonna take a deeper look at it, bro. He is like pointing everything out. He's like no joke working. He's like working at this point, right? He's like,
He's
well,
doing a
if you
sweep.
look here, yeah. He's like, if you look here, these are the tracks. These are the footprints of the roaches. I'm like, what the fuck?
This man's tracking them. Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
Logan.
The guy, I've seen the guy work a little bit. That guy's
He's good at his
that guy
job.
knows
Gotta
what's
give
up,
him
dude.
that
He's
at
like,
least.
yeah, bug killer.
Hey, it's a dirty job, but someone's got to do it.
Literally.
Yeah. The only
But
good bug is a dead bug.
Facts.
that is true. One of the other things I wanted to ask you tonight about was Hydra. You know, you guys have the relationship I don't fully understand there, so maybe you could help me out with that. But
I'm
I
curious
know
myself.
you guys have, you know, kind of a part of that, or is that your guys' company?
Oh, it's our company.
Okay.
It's our whole family. Yeah, it's just. I mean, we're not a big company, but it's just our family, and we decided we need pads that can fit bigger dudes, right? Because like,
Yeah, right guy swears by
that's why
him,
we
man.
started. Dude, that's why we started the knee pads, because like I would have to get like just like fucking rap on my knee just so I could be able to have something there.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
But it
'Cause,
wasn't
no
like an
other
actual
paintball knee pads or anything.
padding. Yeah.
Yeah. So then same with my brother Johnny. He used to like have to get like super nice, like not wrestling, weightlifting sleeves. And then,
yeah, it's like for some type of compression and to help with that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we kind of were like, what if we can make it to where like you could play paintball in these? And then he started doing some designing, and
yeah,
you
got them thunder thighs. Hydra's got you covered over there, man.
100%.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then yes, you guys do soft goods. Do you guys have arm pads yet, or is it just the knee pads at this time?
Not yet.
Okay, is that something you guys want to eventually go into and just working on?
Absolutely.
Or okay.
Absolutely. I mean, it just comes down to like you gotta have money to.
Of course,
to
yeah.
make
Everything's an
product.
investment.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, so like right now it's just trying to like save money and also find a good arm pad that actually is something we like that we're gonna want to wear.
Right. You don't want to just have any kind of arm pad. You want to have the one that you guys go by.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're proud to put your name on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So, okay, it's the knee pads. I know you guys got joggers right now. Is there anything else you guys offer, or is it just? I mean, it's merchandise like that, but
yeah, just like these hats. Like we just have hats. Like you said, regular soft goods, barrel covers, stuff like that, and then the joggers and the knee pads. For now, as like our products, like we truly are trying to get. So,
perfect. Well, yeah, man. I mean, do you guys do you have online distribution, or is it?
Yeah, you just go to hydra.fit, and all our products are there. And
Perfect.
we usually
Simple.
get shipped within a couple days.
Yeah, simple URL. Awesome, guys. So yeah, head over there. Check them out. I actually do. I kind of want to try a pair of the pads because I've heard for especially media guys, they like give a good amount of support on the knee, and that's just what we're doing all day is kneeling up and down, all that shit. So I may have to go pick up a pair myself.
Dude, nice. Message me, man. I'll get you hooked up. I'll figure out your sizing and stuff and get you some.
Okay, yeah, sounds good, man. Definitely. These guys, their hands are tied, but I can dry products.
I'm not saying shit, bro.
I'm not saying shit.
All I can say is buy HK. That's all I can say.
He's legally bound to say that.
That's all I can say is buy HK.
I know someone in my family that has some, and they really like it.
Perfect. Yeah, that's awesome. But yeah, man, I mean, so we are kind of coming to the end tonight. I just, did you have kind of any final thoughts or maybe anything that you wanted to share that maybe we haven't asked you about yet?
No, I can't really think of anything.
Is there anything that you have always wanted to tell, but you've never had like the platform to tell it?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay. I mean, we just gotta let him, give a chance there. See how much he trusts us on that one. Give us his deepest, darkest secret right now, live on the show. Hey, just keep quiet, audience. We got to keep the secret.
Earmuffs.
No, I mean, no, I think I'm good.
For sure, man. For sure. Well, I mean, we definitely appreciate you coming on tonight, taking, about an hour or so out of your night to come chat with us three doofuses. I know the audience will definitely appreciate it as well. So guys, please, to show your support, go check them out. Instagram, Facebook. What are those for, people to go check out? What?
For Instagram, it's Colt.Luckau45.
Nice and simple. And then just Facebook, Colt Luckau. As well, yeah, Hydra Fit, Hydra.fit. Check that out. Go check out some of their products. And then, yeah, if you're ever down in the Texas area, check out PBFit. It's got my recommendation. It's a lovely park. I really enjoy my time there, and I will be back to. I'm not satisfied with this second, man. Thing sits here. All right, sits here, and it's silver, not gold. All right,
so
that's the difference. Come back and get one of those.
I'll draft you next time, and I'll get you.
All right, hell yeah. I mean, you stole Dylan from us last time, so I had to go against him. I wasn't too happy about that. Side note, Dylan's a player, right? I was really impressed with.
Dylan's good.
Yeah, dude. Shout out Dylan Filmed It. We've had him on the show, so you guys know him. But he was putting in work down there at the time.
I like that.
Yeah, dude, he's solid.
I saw a clip of him. I think it was from Verbal when he was doing the one finger mech.
Hey, it's mech. You got to make it work, man.
The same way I have to shoot, bro. My fingers do not move fast.
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, that was
extra fast.
We had that in the mic'd up video last year. I think Sky was talking to someone and they were like, yeah, just, I can't ramp fast. It's like, what? You can't move your fingers fast enough to ramp? Like, you got to at least be able to do that, man, if you're coming onto a paintball field. Different era from when it was uncapped semi, and if you were shooting 25 plus, you were a literal god and just doing this like crazy.
His girlfriend must love him. Oh,
Dude,
the usual.
Can't ramp. I mean, there was one of the D3 guys that could only shoot left-handed. He's running to his right, shooting left-handed in D3. I'm like, what the fuck?
Damn.
Hey, I mean, they
How'd you
took
make it
first
to
place,
D3 or D3?
whatever.
Damn.
Jesus.
Holy shit, dude.
All right. Well, before we get canceled by anyone else tonight, I think we should jump on out of here. So few final things I have to definitely mention. We talked about them earlier on in the show, but Liquid IV, they're always sponsoring the show. We appreciate their support, so go check them out at liquidiv.com. Use that code Mafia_Moffitt, and you're going to get 20% off and free shipping over there. And then last, but definitely not least, we got our new guy today, NECTR Energy. It's an energy pouch that you're going to be able to kind of, get yourself boosted up a little bit without needing an energy drink or something like that around. And yeah, it fits in your pocket. You got it on you at all times. So yeah, guys, for a couple of the hosts here tonight, Stephen Hatch. Oh, I'm skipping ahead of myself because I haven't told people how to support the show yet. And if I don't do that, it's not going to go well. Also, I think, Colt, we're giving a little echo from your side, maybe. Just in case. All right. And then, so make sure you guys rate the show. So if you're on Spotify, Apple iTunes, something like that, you can drop the 5 stars. If you're on YouTube, just hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe as well on YouTube platform, as well as those other 2 ones, Apple Podcasts and Spotify. You'll get notified whenever the show is ready to go. And yeah, it'll be waiting right there on your phone for you. patreon.com/Mafia_Productions. That's where you're going to get just access to all the content early. It comes out on there for those supporters before it does anyone else. So this podcast will be out on there first. If you want to go catch up on the next one, there'll probably be another one waiting there for you if you look on there. And then, yeah, our merch website, MafiaDigitalMedia.com. We got all access to all the designs up there. Hatch has got one on. Got one on the chair behind me. But yeah, every high quality, all the high quality stuff's there. And then let's see. Last but definitely not least here. Actually, I did already mention that. So we're good to go. Yeah, guys, it's, we had the podcast. We had Colt Luckau. Let's get some air horns in here. It was
Let's
a
go, dude.
Great show. And,
we should start with those next time. We're starting with those next time.
I didn't want to, wear it out. It's a new toy, so we're just getting it used to working here. But yeah, guys, audience, it was just a great show. Applause for everyone. Good job, guys. But my name is Brian Mafia Moffitt, for Brandon Baird, for Stephen Hatch, and for our special guest Colt Luckau. We thank you guys for listening, and we will catch you guys on the next one. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.